Hey guys, welcome back to my neck of the woods. My name's Dika, where I share my experience and knowledge, hoping to lessen your learning curve along the way. So today I'm going to talk about being a responsible hunter and what it means to be a responsible hunter. These are things that I have learned over the years, that all of them didn't come natural to me. And I think it's important to talk about. I think it's important to talk about and let people know basically how I feel and how maybe other responsible hunters feel, because not everyone is a responsible hunter. But please put in the comments if I missed anything or if there's something, that I should talk about further. All right, before I get started, please subscribe to my page, like my videos, and make some comments. The more comments you make and the more you like, the more it gets my video out there. It helps the YouTube algorithm. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. So, the topic, are you a responsible hunter? Are you responsible when you go out there? Do you follow the rules? I think one of the main things you can do as a deer hunter and a turkey hunter is educate yourself on the animals that you're hunting and have some sort of connection with them, whether it's eating them or just enjoying the animals themselves. I know so much about deer. It's amazing how much I know about deer. I know more about deer than most people that don't hunt know about deer. Probably more than a lot of biologists know. And I'm always learning. I'm always learning more behavior, and I'm continuing my education on deer. Not so much on turkey. I'm not into turkey hunting as much as I am deer hunting. Deer hunting is, I don't know, it's just part of me. I don't know if it's an obsession or what it is, but I really, really love it. I love deer hunting. I love being out there. I love doing food plots and all these other things that correlate with deer hunting. Secondly, I think a responsible hunter needs to embrace conservation and understand why you're hunting. Obviously, you're hunting for food, but you're not going out there just to kill an animal and eat it. It's a much bigger picture than that. Hunters, we pay for a license, right? And with that license, we get tags and we get the ability or the privilege to go out and hunt deer on public land or private land, and then bring it home and eat it for food. But there's so much more to it when you pay for that fee that I feel that you're responsible. And conservation is one of it, is maintaining the balance of deer versus human, or deer in the environment and whatnot. So and when you pay for your license, the money is one of the only things that I know of where the money goes 100% back into where it came from. So I think it's about 60% of hunters pay for about 60% of conservation and wildlife budget. So you pay for it. You should maintain it too. I agree. Like if you're anything from picking up trash and not littering and maintaining trails. If there's trails out there that, let's say I hunt on private land, I go out and I maintain those trails as a thank you to the people that allow me to hunt their land, and I walk those trails all the time, and I think it's good. Other people walk those trails, even though it's on private land, but I just think being out there, maintaining, picking up trash, I think that it's important to do that as a hunter. You're out there anyway. You're out there scouting. Do diligence and do right by the land when you're out there. Another thing that I think that hunters are responsible for is being ethical and taking an ethical shot. And I didn't always feel this way. I used to think I would go out and I say, well, I might only have so many opportunities to see a deer. If a deer comes by, I'm taking the shot. I'm going to take the most lethal shot. And what I've learned over the years is if I'm only getting a couple opportunities, I need to change up my game. I need to change up how I'm going to see deer, and how I'm going to see deer more often, so I can get better opportunities to take an ethical shot and do right by the animal. There have been times where I have shot deer in the neck, and I still think it's an ethical shot. I think it's I think the deer dies quickly, but the chances of hitting it perfectly are low. So I don't do that anymore. These are things that I've changed about myself to become a more responsible hunter in the future, and sort of project a positive image. Maybe one of these videos I could actually speak and project a positive image of myself onto others. So when other people maybe see my videos or when I talk about hunting, or other people, some people look to me for advice, and I'm always looking for advice from other people that have been doing it a lot longer than me and are much more successful than me. That goes along with continuing education. But I think it's important to respect the animal. And I mean, I don't know about you or other hunters out there, but I have a strong connection to deer. I don't know what it is, and I love them. Obviously, I hunt them and I kill them and I eat them, but I love them. When it's not hunting season, I mean, if one's crossing the road, I'll slow down, get it going or whatnot. And even in the spring, I've seen fawns on the side of the road. I've gotten to the point where I've shooed them back into the woods, as opposed to just, I could have just driven by and did nothing. So projecting a positive image of you as a hunter, I think, is important and is your responsibility as a hunter. My opinion. So I'm going to move on. Like I said, I like my videos to be like 10 minutes, maybe a little less. I think people get bored. So another thing that you can do is respect your other hunters while you're out there. I think that's very important. A lot of people, I've seen and heard of a lot of people that do horrible things to other hunters just because maybe they think they're in their spot, or their equipment is not where they would like it. And then one person sets up a stand, then another person sets up a stand next to them, and they'll destroy the equipment or remove the equipment or steal the equipment or sabotage the equipment. So when the hunter comes in, they'll hurt themselves. I think the best thing to do is just maybe leave a note on the stand. Just leave a note and say, hey, fellow hunter, I noticed that you're 60 yards downwind of me or whatever, or upwind of me. Maybe you want to move your stand, or give me a call. Maybe we can figure this out. Maybe you can only come in when I'm not hunting or whatnot, and we get some sort of schedule together. To at least try. As opposed to just, I've been in the woods with people and they say, look at this jerk or whatever, and they will cut that stand down and take it, or destroy it. So in my mind, as I learn as a hunter, I think that all of that's wrong. We really need to support each other, because there's so many antis out there that hate us anyway. We shouldn't be hating each other. If we're all on the same page and we're all being responsible and we're all doing diligence by the animal. So respect your hunters and respect the other equipment that may or may not be left in the woods. I think that's helpful. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'd really like to know. So I'm going to wrap it up with this. When you get your hunting license, right? It's a privilege. It's not a right. It's a privilege to go out into land where you can hunt and get your own food. Now, back in the day, obviously, people had to do that for survival, but not everyone has to do it for survival. We do it because we love it, and we do it because we choose not to go to the grocery store for our meat. There are people that do need to hunt for food. Don't get me wrong. I'm not singling those people out. But when we get our hunting license, it sets like a precedence for like a guideline, or like a code of appropriate behavior that we should be sort of performing or projecting out in the woods. I'd really like to know what other people feel about this, and if people think that I'm right or I'm wrong, or they don't agree with me, or they agree a little bit. I'd really like to know, because I'd like to make more videos like this where I'm projecting myself as like a positive image as a hunter, where other people can maybe be inspired or take something out from this and say, you know what, maybe I'm going to change my ways a little bit because I saw this video and you know what, something doesn't sit right with me with what I do. Like the other day I learned, there was a friend of mine, and he kind of mentors me. I ask him a million questions a day and he answers them, and he has much more experience than me. And he showed me a picture of a buck that he took a picture of, like a trophy picture, whatnot. He's got his bow and whatnot, and it was very respectful of the animal. You could tell that he took time to pose the animal and took time to make it look, I don't know, majestic or whatnot. You know, the sunrise was in the background, and he took time to do that. I think that shows a lot of respect, and it projects that positive image that I talk about. Let me know what you think. Please subscribe to the page, like my videos, and make some comments. I'm Dika from my neck of the woods. I'll see you guys later. Be well.